We need, honestly, we need like a Hadoop ecosystem, because actually as I mentioned earlier, the each and every um, the data source for the analysis is going to be different format. So we want to make a single point of portion. Say for example, I have one data source from Excel, and one data source from PDF file, and one data source from audio or video, whatever it is, and any other things from a database. So all those things I need to consolidate it. I want to create a single point of view, and I want to represent to have a single table, right? In that point, in that case, if you want to make all those things, we need a different varieties of tools are available, and by using that those tools, and we'll creating a single data set. We used to call it a data set. So creating a single data set by using a Hadoop environment. In a Hadoop, we have so many tools like Hive, Pig, and Scoop, and it's could be it's a ocean like if again like very similar to your what is that the data science and machine learning algorithm. The same way for Hadoop itself, they have so many the ecosystems are available. So by using all those, all those what is that the tools and technologies, so what the industry is doing, they're making a different what is that, the same combined value of a single source of system, and feeding into the data science algorithm, data science analysis, and creating algorithm, right? And then finally, they're making a discovery of that. What is the insight? As I mentioned earlier, what is a data science? Data science is nothing but to identify the insight of the data. For example, if you're if you're having that straightforward structured data or whatever it is, so we are creating a report. It used to say just number of, for example, 10 I have 10 people in my class. So the 10 people has like the scores, like maximum scores, like the one the guy has got like out of 100 he got like 90 and 85, something like that. It's going to be a separate, it's going to be a single shot of the Excel sheet, and it shows like a chart, like a pie chart, something like that. But whenever I'm going to be like making a scientific discovery, here I can make sure that the how many people are strong, and in depth analysis I can see in which area. For example, if you have a 5 topics, 5 unit in your subject, let's say mathematics, so the people are strong in algebra, or people are strong in calculus, or people are strong in matrix, or people are strong in vectors. So all those things, the deep analysis we can do by using data science. That's what I mentioned. Data science is nothing but insight to study the insight of the data. Okay, cool. Right now, so we need what you need for data science platform. Okay, fine. So now we are getting into the data science platform. Okay, guys, just if you want to set up something like a data science platform, so this is my complete platform recommendations, right? What are the things I need? Okay, let's start with here, right? So if you want to build your data science platform, obviously you want to know that statistical analysis, right? Statistical perspective, you need to know that all the basic ingredients for the statistics for database data analysis, and same way for distribution test and maximum likelihood test. Then, okay, so and same way you can have a probability. There are the two main things, guys. See, whenever you're going to the data science platform, you're going to implement any algorithm, there is no restriction. As of now, industry perspective, what they are doing, you may surprise, right? You may surprise. So believe me on that. So when we are doing the data science platform, at this moment, the industry they're using just statistics and probability. That's it, simple. But there is a scope to apply all your mathematics which was studied in your engineering subject, like mathematics 1 2. I forgot, because actually when we are doing that, there was a paper called PIP, and So I realize now the probability theory and random process is one of the key subject when you're dealing with the data science. So on top of that, all the Fourier transformer, Laplace transformer, and reverse Laplace transformer, and thermodynamics perspective, all the problems what you guys have done. So everything like the hypothesis testing. So all those things actually is applicable to do the data science. Data science just not for only for doing the data analysis for IT perspective to take data, not only for that. It could be the structural. For example, if the guys are they're working on civil engineering, they want to understand, they want to analyze the um, what is it, the concrete concrete composition analysis, and what are the ingredients, what are the components they're going to create, use that on the percentage wise, and making the specific concrete very strong and enough and durable. So all those things we can do the analysis. And same way for bending movement, if you guys are doing on bending movement in mechanical industries, so they can do all the analysis by using a data science platform. Okay, so not on a problem, right? And same way, like let's say for you guys, like strengthening the signals, so you can analyze the signals, like how it is very signal strength analysis you can do by using data science perspective. So you can take the data and do all the mathematical behind that. But honestly telling, we people are not here, never used when we are doing like linear equation, right? Y is equal to mx plus c, y is equal to mx plus p. See, how many of you know that? How many of you remember that? Y is equal to mx plus c. Any idea? Yes, somebody is pinged. Who is that? Y is equal to mx plus c. Do you guys remember? Y is equal to mx plus c.
It's a straight line equation.
Yeah, it's a straight line linear equation, right? Linear in a
Yes.
regression used to use that, correct?
Yes.
Exactly. So we people, we said actually just y is equal to mx plus c. Probably you might have the value called there is some data point for x and y. So what we used to do, we used to have like a mean for the x and mean for the y, and sum of xy and some x squared and sum of x square y, something like that, combination of those things. Is that correct? You guys I remember? Any idea? This is nothing but linear equation, right? Linear regression equation. So now in future class, in probably like third or fourth session, we are going to discuss about how y is equal to mx plus c is applicable to select the model prediction. Okay, the same way there are so many opportunities are available to explore your engineering subject and make the evident and make like the model is going to be strong, or like where we can improve all those things we can do by using data science. That is the very interesting and key perspective over in data science platform and machine learning and AI as well. Okay, so keep it in that mind. So when you guys are moving towards that your what is that, your project, or you are like you want to explore more on this data science, not only for computer science guys. No, it's applicable for across all engineering and biomedical and even for economic and so many subject like it's come across. Believe me on that. So don't think actually the data science, what the curriculum, your ma'am fantastically started planning to give you guys to feed at least 2 or 3 credits for this semester. This is a great opportunity for you guys to understand those things. This is not at all related only with computer science guys. This is related to across any industry, right? If your guys going to be a B economics or MA economics, even people can do that analysis by economic strategic decisions by using data science. Yes, possible. Okay, and the people are doing, and people are doing something like the agriculture perspective. Yes, of course. In agriculture aspects also, they are using data science. And nowadays, actually, the entire the globe is hit by the COVID things. Now the people are started doing all the they're creating that the model to analyze the COVID perspective, and they're giving you indications saying that this much of people can impact in future, something like that. Are based on the conditions, definitely people cannot impact on this, because actually last 10 days we are not getting any positive. So definitely in the upcoming days there's a positive that the number with me go down. So in that perspective, actually the people are so many analysis going on based on data analysis. Okay, so guys, just go through all the information which is available in online. Not only like don't what is that, um, uh, always don't stick with your books. Okay, so that won't help you guys really. And just go through and read all the blogs and everything, so that you can understand what happening outside the world. Okay, and coming to the next one, um, next one. Okay, right. So now the Python, right? So first one, you need the subject perspective. You need, so you need like statistics and the mathematical background. Yes, surely we need that. And what else you need? You need understanding of the programming language. So in industrial, across the Python and R and SAS. Earlier they used the SAS very long back, scientific purpose, and the R it's very it's also like one of the favorite language for machine learning and data science perspective, and Python. So Python is a leading one. Why the Python is leading one, we'll discuss in detail in upcoming slides. But basically the Python is user friendly. People can easily understood. You no need to what is that, expertise in programming language. It's a just one line statement to make so many things. For example, based on my experience, when we are developing a .NET application, if I want to do something like like say for example doing the pivot. Okay, I don't know how many of you done the pivot in Excel sheet. Okay, that is nothing but making rows and column into row. Okay, we used to do that. So to make that specific kind of stuff by using a .NET application or Java, it's really takes more than 50 to 100 lines sometime. Okay, poor programmer can write more than 100 lines, and good programmer can make it in 25 lines or 20 lines. But by using a Python and its package, just one line statement, it will make that the pivot statement into by using a pivot functionality in that. So that will create row into column into row. And not only for that, there are so many things are there. So in a second it will give that result, and very easy as well. So that's the reason actually Python nowadays actually is a very highly demand programming. And in upcoming days, how the demand for the Java and .NET, the Python, it's going to be like a high demand programmer requirements across the globe. Okay, so many people are like, even they're in the industry, and they are planning to jump into Python track, and they started learning the Python and getting into the field. So we need Python to set up the data science platform and the data source, data extraction and processing. As we mentioned earlier, we are going to get the data from different sources. It could be like the structured, semi-structured, unstructured. But by using Hadoop system, what we are doing, we are creating like all the data source consolidated format, and we are creating a representable format. It could be like data set, and it should be understandable by the programming language, kind of like a Python and R program. So definitely we need SQL Server, MySQL, or MongoDB. But mostly they are usually going for the MongoDB because it's a documentation perspective. Okay, I'm not sure how many of you exploring with that, uh, all those things. Do you have any idea? Anybody have any idea like about like MySQL or SQL Server or MongoDB? Anybody? Amelia, Amelia Opal, have you did anything?
Yes, sir.
Super,
Sir, using the MySQL, sir, we have created a web, like a web browser
web
project
application.
on that for
Hmm.
by maintaining the database.
Hmm.
Each of us in the group we have done.
Hmm.
So in that actually we have used the MySQL as a backend
Okay. Hmm.
along with the CSS and PHP in order to connect with the server and to show the output. So in that case, we have used MySQL to create the tables, to drop, to delete,
Cool.
in order to display the data.
Excellent.
Then it includes many other functions if you want to include as much as you can.
Very
So
good.
like on the type of website, everyone, the ones who are in that um, course, they have created one website for their individually group.
Hmm. Super. Good, man. Thank you. Thank you for detailed things, Shriram and Amelia. Great. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Great, guys. So at least, yeah. So that's what I know that people like to say. You guys are in 2020, yeah. So not like 20 years back or 25 years back. Like so, no. Now you even those times as well. Like the people used to started doing all Oracle, so many things. Okay. Thanks for that. Okay. So then for perspective of data extraction processing, to make sure the data in a good shape and get ready for do the analysis, definitely we need SQL Server, MongoDB, and MySQL, and some point of time Excel and CSV files format to do the analysis for the data science platform. And then coming to that, the next one, data wrangling and exploration. So guys, actually believe me, this is a very big and vast space in data science and machine learning, right? And AI perspective. The most of the time consuming area is data wrangling and exploration. So we'll discuss in detail, right, what we are doing. And just for highlight, I'm telling like we'll go with cleaning. So by using the data cleaning and data structuring and discovering the data and enriching the data and validating the data and all these activities we are doing in data wrangling and exploration. If you want to predict your model and you want to justify your model, something like that. For example, let's say um, for like see for example the movie got released, okay, so based on that successful of the hero or heroine, so we are planning to say, hey, the specific movie going to be hit definitely 100% because what are the aspects we are looking, everything is available in that movie. So based on that analysis, we are predicting the success of the movie. The same way, for example, the product, okay, I have a Samsung Galaxy Note some XYZ number, or else Apple some number it's got released. So yearly release it has some features and current release has some set of features. So how it is compared, right? So what is the market level? So people will used to do that, like their rating on the over the Twitter or Facebook, whatever it is, they'll started doing analysis and they'll make sure that these features are available in that. So all the information whatever is available, and you want to clean the data, cleaning the data, I'll explain in detail. No, don't worry about that now. So we are going to do take the data from different data source and store it into data sources and taking the data. For example, let's say cleaning. What's a cleaning? Just to give you example, okay. So for example, if there is some feedback form on the online, 10 people I'm giving the feedback application, right? So the people used to write their name, age, etc., blah blah blah, and they fill all the fields. Okay, there are the 10 fields, and in the case 10 people won't fill all the 10 people won't fill all the 10 fields, correct? So what they will do, some people will fill eight columns, some people will fill 7 column, and some people will fill 5, and some people will do only 1 or 2, right? So I'm taking a feedback from the normal people, like 10 people, right? So I'm going to take analysis for that, whether the my food restaurant food is good or bad, to do the review. In that case, what will happen? The 10 people, if you're giving it all the required 10 informations, then I can straight away do the validation and give the results. Correct? Right? So if the people, 8 people are just 2 people are giving 10 inputs and 4 people are giving seven valid input statement, and 3 people are giving like a 5 information, and 2 people are just giving you 1 detail, just a name. So the guy who has given just a name in that field, that is no longer, it's not required, because by using that name itself, I cannot go for any analysis. So what I supposed to do? Either I need to remove that feedback, or else I need to fill some default. Is that correct? So what they will do, okay, we'll go for 8 people out of 10 field. The people are filled 8. So rest of the 2 things are missing. So what I can do is a null value. So what I'm going to do, I can either fill that value by frequency of that. For example, the food taste is yes, 5, rate is 5, and then the ambient of the restaurant is a 6. The people, okay, based on the like average, I can fill the data, or else I can remove the data, then I can take it for my analysis. So all those things is really very important. Data wrangling exploration is a 80 to 70 to 80% of time consuming process in your data science platform, right? And then coming to the machine learning, after doing all your data wrangling, we need to find out like which algorithm we are going to use, either supervised learning or unsupervised learning or reinforced learning. We'll discuss in detail later. So probably for your curriculum perspectives, supervised learning and supervised learning we are going to discuss. So I'll give you just a small indication about reinforced learning as a based on the time availability. Okay. So under the supervised learning, there are so many algorithms of that there, and then the same way for unsupervised learning, we have so many algorithms are there. So it's going to be, we'll discuss later in detail. And visualization. So as I mentioned earlier, we have so many um, what is that Python related packages to understood the visualization. Guys, look at this graph carefully. I'm not sure how many of you seen this kind of graphs in your experience. I agree. You guys are like doing your graduation. Probably for project perspective, you might draw some pie chart and bar chart, whatever it is. But this is the, believe me, this is the chart we are going to use to do the analysis. Let's say this is like a heat map, and this is a called a box plot. Okay, and I can say this is a histogram. Okay, and this is also box 1, and we can find the outlier, and this is nothing but a polynomial distribution along with your what is that um, histogram, and we have so many. This is nothing a scattered chart. So here we can find out like the clustering, as I mentioned earlier, population of the individual data. If you look at some data, like it's going to be like this. So for example, this is like Chennai and Madurai and Tirunelveli, any other district, the coronavirus hit. So there might be a chart like this. But by using a data analysis and a data science perspective, if you're creating that, so you can have this kind of chart to understand in-depth knowledge about the data, insight of the data. So these are the very important data platform to set the data platform. Mathematics and programming language, database, and then data wrangling process. This is nothing but a process, and then finding that what is that machine learning perspective, the algorithms, and data visualization. All these the key points we are going to discuss in detail in our implementation of algorithm. Any questions here? Guys, any questions?
No,
Any
sir.
questions? No, good. Okay. So, ma'am, actually, we want to go for break or we'll continue because it's
I think we'll continue and finish it off by
12. Sorry. Yeah, my
by
time is 12.
4:30 or 4:40. Okay.
Yeah. So it's here 11:37. So what's the time there?
Here it's 4:10.
4:10. Okay. Next another 20 minutes we can take. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Cool. So until then, I think you guys are comfortable, right? So you guys understood like what exactly is data science, how it's going. Okay, guys. Now that's the interesting part. The recommendation, because people like you guys like see straight away pulling into the data science algorithm and getting understanding of data everything. So before that, you guys want to understand how the data science project are executing in industry perspective, what are the rules are available. So really these information and details will help you guys even for your what is that, a campus interview and all. So probably if you have if you put in your resume you have a data science the knowledge and other things, so probably you can explain. They won't expect much on that. So probably if you say something like what exactly with the database, so data science, and what are the role recommended role data science, something like that. So data scientist. So great about data. So if there are so the standard so okay, those information they used to do. Okay, so if I have, sorry for a poster diagram, this is better. So this guy will do extract all the data and putting into the defined format. This defined format is established by our data architect. So he used to say, for this problem statement, I need the data from various source. Nothing shouldn't be miss out. And he will discuss with the stakeholders and come up with um, the standard model. And the data could be loaded automatically from different data source. It could be internal data, external data, and finally it's stored in the centralized repository. So once it's stored in centralized repository, then these guys will pick up that. So this ETL guy will helping the architect will get the data from here to do the. These guys mostly they used to do the coding, and this guy only architecting like how it should be orchestrating like a, you know, right, a music composer. So he used to give instruction to this musician. So these people will do all the orchestrating and getting data repository loaded here, and our data scientist and data analyst will do all the analysis on top of this data. Okay, that's very important. And where the statistician coming up? See, guys, actually, as I mentioned earlier, the database data science is nothing but actually it's inheritance of data statistics and all those statistical what is that the theory and all those things we need to applied statistics. So definitely the data science or data analyst cannot may not be may or may not be like expertise on the statistics space, right? So in very good very larger scale organization like a Facebook or Twitter or Uber or so many like they're the legends in the globe. So they used to have the statistician in their team to give a suggestions to these guys. Hey, better use this specific statistical analysis theorem in your data, so that you can get the insight of the data exactly. And the same way, the statistician will give the instruction to the data analyst, try to apply this kind of statistical analysis. But mostly not here, mostly to the data science, this guy will give instruction. Okay, so mostly the data science, the statistician will give the instruction to the data science and machine learning engineers to apply these kind of set of applied statistical um, technique to get out the data, what is inside the data, to understand the inside. Because this data science, you know how to apply that those things, but he don't know what to apply. You got it? You got it, right? You guys are with me, or you were some lost somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Cool, very good. So the statistician, what they will do, they'll give the applied statistics. Okay, they might have a number of parameters. For example, if it is going to be like a manufacturing industry, they'll try to say, okay, try to use the central limit theorem, try to use that the probability, how this like the product will sell. They'll try to use like a Bayesian um, uh, Bayes theorem, or they'll use to say, okay, try to use this mean or mode operations, so that will try to find out something like that. So these guys give the instruction, and these guys started applying by using coding way. So he know what is the package from Python to apply those statistical logic. But this guy only know what is the exactly the applied statistical. Theoretically he know, if you apply the specific concept, we'll get the data. But this guy know what is the package we need to use and get out the data. So these guys are tightly coupled, and they work together. There is data scientist and statistician. So over the period, this guy will come to know what are the statistic applied statistics can apply into that specific problem solving, get out the results. Correct? Over the period. You got it? Hello? Right?
Sir? Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
after some sort of time, people like this data scientist will get the instruction from the statistician. One point of time, the data scientist also come to know that, right, for this specific type of problem, I can apply for specific statistical modeling. Correct? So the expectation in industry, even the data scientist, you want to know there's some set of statistical techniques to apply in data science project. That is very important. That is the most of the most of the organization, they may or they may not have the statistician separately. The data science will take care of that. But initially kicking off, this guy is really like a poor guy, so he don't know what is exactly what are the available statistical theory applied that statistical things are there. So he depends on the statistician. Then based on the instruction, he'll start doing apply all this. Over the period, he himself become that understanding what kind of statistics he can apply to get out the insight of this data. So that is a very key point. And then database administrator, that is already available role in industry. He will take care of end-to-end database management. So this guy will take care of creating getting the data from, how to get the data from source one, how to get the data from source two. So it's not easy way to get all the data. So what he is to do, there might be some firewall request, security things. He to set up everything to create a pipeline and get the database. It could be a SQL server, whatever it is. So this guy will create a database and a cluster, and what are the users. See, for example, in my project, a data scientist might be like Amulya, or my Sriram might be like going to playing two couple of roles here. So this guy will helping like my data scientist and data analyst to access my database by creating their users over here. So definitely I need database administrator to make sure things are get done. Okay, that's very important. And business analyst, the business analyst, one who is actually really will go and get the problem statement from the stakeholders, from the customer. So what this guy will do, this guy will go and go to the customer and set up the meeting, try to understand what is their business, how they are doing all those business, then what is the impact, how they can improve. All those things they will do, and sometime he will bring this statistician as well for the discussion, and he'll get to know understand what kind of statistical method, because actually he want to understand what kind of statistical method to use the problem statement, right? So this guy mostly go along with this business analyst and even sometimes data scientist, because he's a purely technical guy. So anyway he wants to be in the discussion. So these three guys is a main three guys, three mosquitoes kind of stuff guys. So they'll go and discuss with the customer and start driving the data science projects. And here the data analytics manager. Data analytics manager is nothing but who? This is your Shanta Babu. I am doing this role because I am taking care of my team, right? So data analytics complete perspective, I want to take care my data scientist and my data analyst and data modeler and my data engineer, and I want to make sure that this guy is on the track. But on top of that, I should know what all these guys are doing. I want to understand what is that they're stuck up somewhere, then I should help them to get out of that. They're critical and they're from the issues. So I want to understand in-depth knowledge of like what exactly the customer is saying and what these customers are doing. Sorry, my teams are doing, right? So finally, the data complete delivery from execute from this team, and they'll put it into the live. This is the entire data science recommended roles in data science. Is there any doubts? So here, so here the recommended roles as we discussed in the earlier slide, and what are their um, the key knowledge like they want to gain, as I mentioned earlier, right? So data analyst means the programming tools. Yes, he should have very good, very important for him. And then data visualization, communication, database knowledge, and the statistics. So look at this. See, for this guy, data administrator perspective, data administrator not required to understand that statistics, not that important. Okay. And for this data administrator, data visualization, communication, that not much important. And same way, machine learning perspective, the data administrator, it's a typical guy, right? So he's just odd man out in this group, because the data administrator always required for any kind of project if you're executing. So the machine learning perspective is not required. Okay. And what are the things are required? He required for just very important for programming tool and database knowledge, and then data wrangling. That's it, simple. Okay, coming to our things, like our guy is actually data scientist. See here. So he should know the programming language, visualization, database knowledge, statistics, data wrangling, and machine learning. And only the exceptional things are like, what is that? Software engineering and mathematics and algebra. Because that is taken care by the other team. Okay, this is a simple representation, like who need what. Okay, actually this is a very big like the handshake between data scientists and other in the project members. So probably I'll share this slide so that you guys like just go through the slide like a bit and pieces, so that so many information. That's the reason I kept it as a one single slide for you guys. Okay, so data engineering, data science, and what are the common piece of work among them. This is a really useful slide for you guys. So probably just go through that and try to understood like how they are integrated in the Venn diagram. Okay. So this is a one more slide here. Okay, so patient with me. So there is a very thin layer between data analyst and data scientist, so that I'll repeated the slide again. So what these guys are doing and what data scientists are doing that. That's very important. So just you can understand, you can understand yourself, right? So now the time, just it can take another 5 minutes, not more than that. I leave you guys. Okay. So probably we'll discuss in detail the data science application in different domain. Okay. Just 5 minutes. I won't take because you have the other sessions, right? Shouldn't be overloaded. So as I mentioned here, directions here on that we have so many in manufacturing. Problem and the automatic units. Okay, now they're calling of AI. I think it's like a kind of AI. And I mean, right? So that's and this is something like data from the system, right? And the our vehicle and system, right? Can you help me understand this? Simple, guys. Already we have discussed that. We have discussed. Yes, already we have discussed.
We are checking. We are sensing for any obstacle in front of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
We are motivated towards a self-driving vehicle. For that, we have rows of sensors placed in the vehicle.
Correct.
And through that, we get so much of data. And through talent and experienced drivers, we get data from them, and we train the automatic driver.
Correct. That is a self-driving car. Car monitoring system is nothing but, see, for example, as I mentioned earlier, if you're ordering something, okay, like say in Swiggy, right? If you're ordering some food, the guy actually is traveling from the restaurant to your home. So over the mobile, you could see where exactly the driver. Have you experienced that? I'm sure you guys have, like, nowadays instead of cooking at home, people like mostly buying things from restaurant. Not during this, even for the COVID as well, people are on ordering online, right? Deliverables. Over the phone, you could see like the where the vehicle is located. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So probably definitely you guys have seen. Say in most of the, even like small kids also, they able to understand. Yes, actually the guy is on the way. The guy is on the next to our street. The guy is on the downstairs. Even like just 10 years or 8 years kids, small kids, school going kids also saying that, hey dad, actually the guy is on the floor. The guy is like in the it's 10 minutes away from us, something like that. So you could see that the small map, the driver where is traveling, which street he is there, and where is coming up. So you could see that. And if even if you like what is that, fast track or any other Uber cars, if you like book that, it will show the route where the driver is located and where the driver is coming on the way to your home. So those track will be seen over the screen. Have you seen that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is
Sir.
actually,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So all those things, actually the car monitoring system, it's also like, it's a kind of, what is it, data science application. And the Uber, there was one fantastic video is there, probably I'll share with you if you get a time later. So the guy actually, he's basically from a BE, believe me in that, he is a B civil engineer. Sorry, he's a BTech civil engineer from IIT, and MTech structural engineering from IIT. He did PhD in what is that? Transportation and some blah blah. I'm not sure about that. It's a transportation kind of stuff. So he did the PhD and he joined the Uber, and he is part of the team to develop that specific application, the what is that, the driver monitoring system. So nowadays we are seeing that, right? The guy actually is turning the car, and he is making a turn, and he is in 10 minutes away from our place, and he is a fifth street away from our place, and the guy is just near to our home, and he's reached the home. That is a logic, right? And same way, for user perspective, your application will show where exactly your driver, and the driver will get what is the shortest route to reach the customer location. Correct? The all those things, like by using the data science and machine learning algorithm, what is the shortest route? Probably so in your one of the max, I forgot, like shortest route. I forgot the terminology to find the shortest route. Um, There was some small mathematics. I'm not, I don't
Dikshitra
remember.
algorithm.
Sorry.
Dikshitra algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm.
Algorithm.
Other one. C chart or P something. Per chart. Something.
Okay.
Shortest route to reach the destination. Something like that. I forgot the name. There is an algorithm. Not algorithm. Some mathematics. I cannot remember that. Okay. Anyway, so I don't want to waste your time. So by using this algorithm, those guys are developed and they're implemented nowadays. As an example, I'm saying, like for Uber perspective, they developed. He's basically from civil engineer, believe me, and he did his research and PhD in transportation and maintenance, and they have identified like where they supposed to be travel very shortest route. So I think right, GPS devices, right? Google Map. So if you put the Google Map, it will take you to, for example, from you traveling from Chennai to Madurai. Then if you put that like, if you know the route, so easily you can travel. Otherwise, like if you put that in your mobile app, so it will take you the route. It will say to say like, what is that, 300, 350 kilometers from Chennai to Madurai. So it will take you to navigation. That is also, it's a kind of a data science application. So it will predict, okay, there is some what is that, traffic over there, so that the reaching destination might take this much time, so better to take some other route. So it will give the instruction to you guys so that you can drive that route and then you can reach your destination at the specific time. See, all those things, the structured, which is developed by all this data science and machine learning algorithm. So we'll see this analogy by next class in detail. So I'm just closing the session today. So any questions, you can ping me in the WhatsApp. I think madam added me in your 2C data science WhatsApp group. So very well, you guys can connect me. Okay. So not a problem. So I'm open to any time. So please reach out me. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, we can